So I'm here at beautiful Donington Park for rounds 7 and 8 of the Junior Saloon Car Championship. Round 7 was won by James Dorlin, the championship leader, and he starts on pole today for a race that I will be commentating on. At the end of the race I'll be chatting to some more drivers and I will be presenting the trophies. So I'm here with Junior Saloon Car driver Ben Colburn. So Ben, this is your first year in this championship. You've been very consistent so far. What's the secret?
Well, I've just been watching my brother for many years. I've taken tips, and I guess it's just naturally, really. It's come very natural to me, very surprising. But yeah, it's been a very good season so far.
Now you talk about your brother. There's always going to be some sort of sibling rivalry. Have you done many sort of competitions against your brother this year?
Well, we have. We've had many rivalries about many podiums. So far, I've got more podiums, but then again, he's had a much more tougher grid, to be fair. But we didn't really expect to be like this far, to be honest, at the start of the season. But it was very good, and it's really fun to be doing a rivalry with James. But hopefully, he can get more wins, so it makes it even more closer. But yeah, we'll wait and see.
Does it help you having a brother doing the same thing? Does it help you with sort of driving line and stuff?
Yeah, because obviously he won it a couple of years ago and he got 7 consecutive wins, so he knows the tracks pretty well. So I've been able to learn off him, and obviously my driver coach LP'd, and they've been very helpful to me, and I've got to say thank you to them. And yeah, it's been very good, and hopefully we'll crack on this season, hopefully next season, maybe even better.
So I'm here with Junior Saloon Car driver Ben Tilley. So Ben, this is your first year in this championship. How's it been going for you so far?
It's been going quite well. I've had a few top 5 finishes, 1 or 2 top 3, so I'm quite happy with the season, how it's gone so far. So.
What have you been doing before you came into this championship?
I did a few years of karting. I didn't really like that, so we decided to have a change, and this was the cheapest option, so we went into this.
Do you enjoy driving in this car?
Yes, it's definitely a lot more fun than karting. Like the transition's a bit hard, but we've got the 4 brakes instead of 2. But apart from that, I like it a lot more than karting. Yeah. It's more fun. Yeah.
So I'm here with Junior Saloon Car driver Alex Fors. So Alex, this is your first year. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite make it to some of the earlier rounds. Was there a reason for that?
Well, the car was last run in 2007, and we were just taking time to facelift the front, obviously, because the front's changed to the car, and just get little bits like fuel tank and seat and belts updated, really.
How did you find out about this championship?
Well, we first saw it at the karting show, Kartmania, last year, and my dad knows one of the people involved in it, and he introduced us to it, showed us all about it. And I'd done a bit of karting before that, and we're just getting a bit fed up because we didn't have enough money to get new tyres every single time, and there are other people who were getting all these new tyres, so couldn't really compete, but we're still getting 3rd and 4th, and up until the last round we had 3rd in the championship. But we didn't do the last round because we were getting fired off all the time, and we knew that we'd just get called into Clark's office too many times and we're getting annoyed with it. So got 3rd in the end, so it wasn't too bad, but yeah, so we moved up to this.
So I'm here with Junior Saloon Car driver Scott Mitchell. So Scott, earlier on today you had a bit of a scare. You rolled it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was yesterday I rolled it, yeah. In qualifying, coming out of Coppice Corner. Just got a bit sideways and got on the grass and, yeah, rolled it once. Broke the car off, but luckily we managed to find this one. So, yeah, we should be racing today and racing competitively, I hope.
Do you find it hard to get into the zone after you've done something like that?
It can be. It's difficult to refocus your mind, and especially going through that corner again at full speed, because you don't know what this car will do, especially. So it can be hard to refocus, but I think I'm up to the task.
Now, this is your 2nd season in the Junior Saloon Cars. What is your objective now you've already got a season under your belt?
Well, we haven't had too good of start the season, only finishing 2 races out of the 6 we've started. So I think just gain more experience and hopefully get a few points on the board.
Now, this championship, it always tries to lead up to a different championship. Do you hope that you can follow trend and lead up to the Clios?
Yeah, well, I think the Clios are a good championship. They seem competitive and they seem quite fast. So I think the natural progression from these is to Clios. So I would like to follow in those footsteps of people that have done that before.
So I'm here with junior saloon car driver Jack Fabby. So Jack, this is your first year in the junior saloon cars. How are you finding it so far?
Yeah, it's a great championship to start racing cars with. It's a bit different to driving karts, which I've been used to. But I'm happy where I am in the championship. There's definitely some improving on my side to do. But so it's a learning season for us, and if I can get better positions and learn, I think that's the main goal of the championship at the moment, and I'm happy where I am.
You said you used to be racing karts. How long have you been? Did you race karts?
Well, I raced karts for 4 years. I raced in the cadet championships, and then I moved into juniors. But it wasn't suited to me and my family. It was too much money, and it was too much politics and not enough fun in the racing karts. So we decided that moving to cars would be the next and best step to take, and with the limited budget that we've got, we wanted to go to the best and the most enjoyable championship, which is the junior saloon cars.
Now, when you're driving karts, the tracks aren't actually that big. Now here, when you're racing karts, the tracks are a lot bigger. How are you finding these bigger tracks?
I don't find it that hard, to be honest. It's basically just driving a car, but a bit faster. Obviously you can't drive it like a kart because you've got suspension and dampers and anti-roll bars, but it's definitely it's a little bit different on tracks like Rockingham, but tracks like this where it's quite up and down I'm quite used to in karts, but it's not taking me by surprise that much, to be honest.
So I'm here with junior saloon car driver Tom Stockton. So Tom, you just done your race. How did you feel it went?
Not the best, actually. I started on the grid in 6th, got to about 3rd, sort of about 4 laps in, and then going for an overtake, another one of the drivers hit me. It bent the wing in, so wing was rubbing on the wheel, and it was really hard to turn going through the right-handers, and lost a lot of time and places.
So this was your second race this weekend. How did the first race this weekend go?
Went better. I made quite a few places off the start. Again, I lost a few and finished 5th overall, so that didn't go too bad.
Now, you're racing in the Saxon. Actually, everyone's racing in the Saxon this year. Have you done any sort of driving in that car before you came to the championship?
Well, I did the championship last year, but previous to last year, all I'd really done in the car was testing around tracks and that kind of stuff. But other than that, not a lot.
So I'm here with junior saloon car driver Charlie Morgan. So Charlie, earlier on this season, how would you say it's been at the start of the season?
Well, I think it's been a lot of up and downs, really. I've had some bad luck, like here today, with the fuel line cutting out, but I've also had some kind of good luck, getting good starts and staying out of trouble. But it's on the whole, it's been okay. It's not been the best, though, really.
Now, this is your second season in this championship. What are your championship objectives now you've got a season under your belt?
Well, I'm really hoping to kind of progress on how I race and how I drive the car. Hopefully, the better I can drive this, it'll work up its way. So if I ever do Clios or whatever I do, it'll give me a bit of help, because I've taught myself, or I've been taught how to drive a car like this, and for 2 years. So it's got a bit of experience and a bit of help, really.
So I'm here with junior saloon car driver Charlie Kennedy. So Charlie, earlier on today you did your race. How did you feel it went?
I had an amazing start on the first race. I think I got into, I'm not sure where I got, I think I got into 3rd, and then I got into 2nd, and then I was there for the whole race. But then I got some track limits, and I think I got a 10-second penalty. So then I dropped back down to, I think it was 11th or something, so I didn't do that. And then the second race, I jumped the start. It started rolling forward, so I was debating to put the brake on. But if I did, everybody would have smashed into me. So I went and jumped the start, and I was leading the race. I was in last, but it looked like I was in first, and I pulled away from all the leaders, and then I came around, and I got a 10-second penalty, but I brought it back up to position 4, so I came 4th. So it was an alright weekend.
Were you happy with how the championship started for you?
Yeah, it was really good in my first race at Rockingham. I qualified 2nd for both the races. I came 3rd and 4th. And then at Anglesey I came, I think it was 4th and 8th because I had a spin and I had a shunt. And then at Alton I came 3rd and 5th because on the last corner at Lodge I was trying to overtake Tom Stockton and he defended and I smashed into the back of him. And I needed a new bonnet, a bumper and some wings.
Do you enjoy driving in this car?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like my office. It feels really good and I love the feel of my car. It's really cool.
So I am here with junior saloon car driver and championship leader, James Dorlin. So James, earlier on today you won your race and there was a bit of a time penalty. So did you know about that?
Yeah, on about the 3rd lap, a 10-second penalty board came out for number 14, Charlie Kennedy, who was at that point leading the race. So I thought, right, that's good. I didn't need to then push hard to try and catch him up then. I thought if I can just maintain the gap behind me and then I'll bring home the win.
It was a penalty for jumping the start. Did you have a feeling that you jumped the start when he went past you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the red lights were still on and he was coming past us. I was very surprised at that. So as soon as the ball came out, I weren't surprised that he had got a penalty because, I mean, obviously he probably didn't mean to cheat, but I couldn't believe it. I thought either he's got a really, really good start or he's jumped it, so yeah.
This is your 2nd year in this championship. Surely you must be hoping for better than you did last year, which was 2nd, so the only way is 1st, really.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I've got that 2nd place under my belt, so now the next goal is to win. Obviously, I've got the year experience over everyone else, well, over most people, but it's not proving that useful at the moment. Everyone's catching up and it's so tight, so it's just now a case of maintaining good positions and keep getting very good points to win the championship.
You must be over the moon with how the season started.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at Rockingham, got a pole and 2 wins, and then Anglesey, we got another win from pole, but then in the 2nd race, I had a bit of a coming together with another driver, which sent me down to last place. I got back to 5th, which weren't too bad, but still weren't the right points that we needed. And then at Alton, we had a few mechanical issues, so we got 2nd and a 3rd there. So getting the 2 wins again today it's getting the points back up to where we'd like to be.
We were slightly let down by Sunday today, couldn't make it to the trophy spot. Incredible replacements. You may have heard Lewis earlier on commentating on our race. So we've got Lewis the reporter, who's going to do our trophies for us. So give a hand for Lewis, please.
Okay, let's go right into it. 3rd place for race 1 yesterday is Charlie Kennedy.
Good driver of the meeting. It's the hardest one to do. I think for his tenacity and work last night, and when actually went finding another car to race, to roll in his own, I want to give this one out to Scott, but he's not here because he's run off taking the car he borrowed back to where the chicken shed it came from. So, given his absence, can his mum please come and take?